We are back with another daily reflection on the Daily Vedantic. The reflection today is on this question that I've gotten before. And the question is, how do I give something up? That I give something up that I love? This question gets asked often at the ashram, and the answer there is usually around the fact that the idea that we can renounce anything, give anything up, it's a misconception. Renunciation is not giving anything up, it's taking something up. You didn't give up your toys when you were younger. You just took up better toys. I'll speak for myself. If someone were to offer me a Batman figurine from my youth, I don't think I'd go for it. There are just other things that interest me more. Not that I had some disciplined resolution when I was young to be done with such childish things. So the idea of a discipline requiring us to kind of grin and bear some big burden to take on something new, that is not how the world actually works. The word discipline from Latin means to be a student of, to learn, and disciple means to be a pupil, to be a student. Discipline requires you to just drudge through whatever experience you are not looking forward to. It's just to go through an education, to draw out from within us what is already yearning to be. I yearned for better toys, and then better toys and better toys. I still love toys. They just happen, they might be the newest music equipment that I might be fawning after and witnessing a desire for. But whatever these new toys are, it's not a relinquishment or renunciation of the lower toys. It's just a taking up of the higher. That's what renunciation is. Not a giving up, but a taking up of something higher. So how do you get over something that you love right now that you know you might like a little too much? It might be outside of the realm of moderation. And you realize there might be an attachment that's working against you with how much you love chocolate, cookies, binge watching TV, social media, alcohol, gossip. Whatever that is, that recognition that it's outside the realm of moderation and it's probably in that unhealthy territory, too much of it, and it's working against you, that's brilliant. That's the first step. The second is to take up something higher. I know for myself, it was really easy for me to cut back on drinking. Now I don't drink much at all. But it was really easy for me to cut back once I learned that there's this study, 2 studies now, that have shown that 1 serving of alcohol can decrease your sleep by 17%. A second serving can decrease it by 30%. Once I learned that, then I was like, man, do I really want those 2 drinks where I think I'm going to get 7 or 8 hours sleep and I'm really only getting 4 or 5? No. It was actually just pure reason. It was not some, let me deal with this with discipline and overpower my desire. I just desired great sleep more than I desired a 1 or 2 beer buzz. There was really no price to it. It was just desiring something higher over something lower. It was not repression or suppression. Vedanta is very clear that we should not suppress or repress a desire. But how do we get out of the predicament of an attachment that has us in its grips? Well, like a ladder, grab onto something higher as you let go of the lower. That might be better sleep. That might be a recognition that starting your morning each day with study or reflection on these eternal principles just happens to provide a great foundation for a great day. Just pure reason, not some idea, I need to do this, I should do this, and let me force myself to do this. But just a recognition that, wow, this is actually the reasonable choice because it's such a peaceful way to start my day. Whatever that is, the popular misconception that a renunciate is someone that has gone to the Himalayas renounced all possession, suppressed any and all desires is so wrong. It's like taking a picture of a bird and pretending you're an ornithologist. The truth is, renunciation is taking up something higher. The lower falls away, just like the child and their toys. So the price, the effort within this discipline, within this philosophy, to take up the higher. As I was telling a friend the other day, when you start to get into this beautiful groove with this philosophy, even just 15 minutes in the early morning, 10, 11, 12 days in a row, the energy and effort required in this discipline, well, it's as much effort and energy required to not walk into traffic, just based on observation and experience alone. It's like asking someone, how much effort does it take to not walk into traffic? That's today's reflection on the Daily Vedantic. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening to the Daily Vedantic. This reflection is part of a free repeating 2-year course in Advaita Vedanta. Rooted in the timeless wisdom of the Upanishads, arguably the oldest philosophical texts on earth, you can begin with episode 1, which gives the 15-minute overview of the whole philosophy of Vedanta, or you can join the journey with any episode at any point. But the critical aspect of this course, of understanding and mastering anything, is to study and reflect, even for 10 to 15 minutes on the timeless each day, preferably at the start of your day. As is said in this philosophy, reflection is 100,000 times as powerful as listening. So listen, journal, sit with, discuss these concepts, or ask questions at thedailyvedantic.com with our AI-powered chatbot, informed by about 700 episodes here, as regularly as one can, if you want to see clarity and peace almost effortlessly unfold in your daily life. And if it doesn't result in a near immediate increase in clarity and peace, then toss aside and feel free to never listen again. One of the things that you might notice is after 7 or 8 days in a row, this doesn't feel like a discipline. This feels like a visit with a best friend, to dive into the timeless with daily reflection. Within a few days, it becomes one of your favorite parts of the day. You can also find out more, including news about in-person events in Los Angeles and beyond, at the Daily Vedantic on Instagram, or through our weekly newsletter at thedailyvedantic.com. Additionally, check out the links in our show notes for more resources like the books that are mentioned most frequently in the episodes, including Vedanta Treatise, perhaps the simplest and most straightforward read on this philosophy I've ever come across. Until next time, and from the entire team that works on the Daily Vedantic project, thanks for listening.